Think you need textbooks to learn English? Nah. All you really need is a story. A real moment. A little awkwardness. A little adventure. And suddenly you're learning phrases, verbs, grammar, without even trying. So go ahead, like the video, hit subscribe, and let the story carry you. You'll be surprised what you pick up along the way. The sun in Santorini was different. Not just bright. Not just warm. It felt golden, like it had been dipped in honey. The sky stretched out like a postcard, blue and cloudless, while the whitewashed houses glowed on the cliffs like cubes of sugar. Everything looked perfect. Quiet. Dreamy. The traveler had arrived that morning with wide eyes and no plan. It was one of those trips where nothing was booked in advance. Just a backpack, a pair of walking shoes, and a screenshot of an address. A friend of a friend had offered a place to stay. Small blue door near the church, the message had said. You'll find it. So he wandered through the narrow streets, dragging his suitcase behind him. The wheels clicked over cobblestones. Around him, cats sat on windowsills, watching lazily. Bougainvillea flowers spilled down white walls like waterfalls of pink. Tourists snapped photos on every corner. He paused at a fork in the path. One side led downhill, the other curved up toward a small bell tower. He remembered something about a view. Maybe this was it. He followed the higher path. At the top of the steps, he spotted it. A little house with a bright blue door. A pot of lavender sat beside the entrance. Just like the photo he'd seen. There was no sign, but the door was slightly open. A warm breeze moved through the doorway. He didn't think twice. He stepped inside. The first thing he noticed was the quiet. No voices. No footsteps. Just the sound of the wind, and the gentle hum of distant waves below. The second thing was the smell. Fresh lemon, maybe. Or jasmine. Something soft and clean. He walked slowly through the small room. A white couch. A bowl of fruit on the table. A painting of the sea on the wall. It looked exactly like a vacation home should look, peaceful, bright, lived in but not messy. There was no one inside. He figured maybe the host had stepped out for a minute. So he sat down. Took off his shoes. Pulled out his phone. No signal. No Wi-Fi. He wandered into the kitchen, looking for water. Found a pitcher in the fridge. Poured himself a glass and took a long sip. Then leaned against the counter, admiring the way the light hit the floor. It didn't occur to him, not yet, that something was off. It wasn't until he heard footsteps. Not heavy ones. Not rushing. Just casual. Confident. He turned toward the door. And saw her. A woman. Mid-60s maybe. Wearing a straw hat and holding a small bag of groceries. She stepped inside, paused, and stared at him. He stared back. For a second, no one moved. Then slowly, she tilted her head. He smiled awkwardly. Tried to explain. No words came out. She didn't scream. Didn't panic. Just pointed at him, then at the door with one sharp finger. That was enough. He grabbed his backpack, his shoes still in one hand, and backed out the door in full reverse. Out onto the patio. Down the steps. Around the corner. He didn't stop until he was on the main path again. His heart was racing. He wasn't sure what had just happened. But he knew one thing. He had entered the wrong house. Completely wrong. No friend of a friend. No blue door. Just some poor woman's peaceful afternoon, suddenly interrupted by a confused, sweaty tourist. He laughed out loud. Then checked the message again. Walked further down the road. Past 3 more houses. And finally, found the actual one. Same color. Same flowers. But a different door. one with his name taped on a little note. He stepped inside, slowly this time. Called out. Got a cheerful hello from the real host. And for the rest of the trip, every time he passed that first house, he gave it a quiet nod. A little wave of apology. A reminder that even in paradise, mistakes happen. Did you enjoy that? Because if you did, you just learned so much English without even realizing it. All those past tense verbs, time transitions, expressions like didn't think twice or awkward silence, that's real, useful language. And now it's yours. So like the video, subscribe for more stories, and tell us in the comments, have you ever walked into the wrong place before? You'd be surprised how many people have. New stories drop every day, so come back tomorrow for another wild one.